A customer sent in an oven control board for a Frigidaire oven, and they're saying the display doesn't work very well, it's very dim. There are two reasons the display might not work properly. I'm gonna power it up, and we do see the display 452, but indeed it is fairly dim. Let's open it up and find out why. First thing I'm gonna notice here is the display itself is behind this screen here, and it's actually fairly dirty. There's a good amount of smoke and dirt right there. So let's start by cleaning that off. I'm gonna use isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip. So as you can tell, my Q-tip is black, so if you have a dim screen, start with the cleaning. That might help. All right, so that's a lot cleaner. Let's do a recheck. Post-cleaning, let's take a look. Yeah, it's a little bit better, I think, but it's still very dim. So we're probably gonna need to replace that display entirely. If we take a closer look, the display has 3 pins over here, 3 over here, and a lot over here. So we'll go ahead and desolder all of that from the back and then remove that display. One of the things I'm going to be doing to help with the desoldering process is add some flux. So I'm going to just add flux to all of those pins. And I'm going to use my FR301 desoldering pump to remove all that solder from those pins. That top portion is now loose. Now we can tackle the bottom. And it looks like we have a little bit of an issue with one of these pins here. It's still soldered on. I'm just gonna use my iron. And there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and feed through our replacement here. And it's sometimes a little bit of a struggle to get all those pins lined up right. And there we go. Ah, shoot. Okay, I just lifted it out by accident. Here we are. For installation, we're just going to use the regular soldering iron. All right, and we're going to give it a quick little cleanup with some alcohol and a toothbrush. We're going to take a look at it in a second under the microscope. There was one pad that I ripped out, and then another one that is somewhat damaged. We're going to take a closer look and see what's going on there here in a second. The pin I was referring to is right over here, and it looks like it is a no connect because I don't see a trace going anywhere. So that one's okay for that trace to have been ripped. Let's see, is this a short? Okay, it's not. And then this one was also partially damaged, but one side of the trace was okay, so I was able to solder to it, and that was it. Often the white relays get cracked solder joints on the back side. I'm not seeing any cracked joints. Typically the relays have cracked joints over here on these guys, and that'll cause a oven issue, or it won't heat up, or it'll heat up and then turn off after a while, but we're not seeing any problems there. However, on the front side, if we take a look, we have these connectors here where there's a lot of power coming through, and these can also have cracked joints. So let's take a look at that on the back. So these are okay, and this one's not okay. If I wiggle it from the back side, yeah, we can see it's moving, and it's not supposed to. I don't know if you can tell there's a ring around it. All right, so this is us zooming in all the way. But we can see that crack all around the edges. We're going to add a little flux. It only looks like a lot because of the microscope. Maybe it is. And we're going to add some fresh solder. And reform that bond. We'll give it a quick little clean. And that looks a heck of a lot better. So when we refurbish these modules, we're not going to just repair that one cracked solder joint. We are going to do every single joint on there, because if we don't, then it is very likely that this oven module will come back with more defects in the future. So we're going to go ahead and on the back side, we're going to reflow every single one of these, as well as the relays over here, because that is a common fault as well. Before we go ahead and do that, we are going to live test and see what our new display looks like. So let's take a look. Okay. So it is actually a lot brighter for me here in person. Let me put the black display over top. There we go. So it's actually night and day, quite a bit brighter. It's not picking it up as well on the camera, but so new display was very much necessary here. All right, we'll go ahead and do the rest of the reflow off screen, but if you like the content, if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.